My first car was a Peugeot 206. Its modern-day equivalent, the 208, is a full 20 centimetres longer. And if small cars aren't being supersized, they're being discontinued. Last year, we said farewell to the UK's best-selling car of all time, the Ford Fiesta. And we've also recently said goodbye to the VW Up, the Toyota Aygo, the Citroen C1 and the Peugeot 108.
This is one of the survivors, the Kia Picanto. But if you're looking for a cheap runaround, then think again, because the new Picanto starts at £15,595. That's 57% more than what it cost back in 2020.
To help shed some light on the declining numbers of small cars, I'm taking a drive with car market guru Steve Fowler, former editor of Auto Express, Autocar and What Car.
So, Steve, where have all the small, affordable cars gone?
It's madness, isn't it? Because people want to buy them, and the car makers just can't make small cars cheap enough anymore for people to buy. There's a lot of legislation and a lot of regulations that have to be met, and with small cars, the profit margins are much smaller. To hit the latest emissions targets, lots of gadgets and gizmos and technology has to go into the engine and the exhaust system, and that all costs money.
And the same is true for the safety features that manufacturers are now duty-bound to add to their cars.
It's difficult to criticise safety, but maybe the legislators need to lay off a little bit, like your lane departure warning and your speed limit warning, all the beeps and bongs that add up to a good Euro NCAP rating. When you put it onto a small car, it just makes these things less affordable, makes the profit margins even smaller.
The government recently put more pressure on manufacturers with the zero-emission vehicle mandate. Its aim is to phase out petrol and diesel cars by 2035. So could this move to EVs herald a new era of small, affordable cars?
So are batteries the answer?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, batteries really expensive, so they're not really the answer to affordable small cars. I think the future for the small car is really difficult until the cost of batteries come down.
So has our appetite for small cars simply diminished?
Hi, David.
To find out, I'm heading to the front line of the war on small cars to meet David Hancock, who's run a used car dealership for many years.
So you're a small car specialist.
Absolutely.
Is there still demand for these kinds of cars?
Well, yeah, there is, yeah. The demand for these cars is huge. The issue we have is not in selling them, is in buying them. And 20% of the cars we have here are small cars, whereas traditionally we were 100% small cars, and that was our entire focus.
So would you say it's affected you and your business, the shortage of small cars?
Well, absolutely, yeah, because the supply of second-hand cars is driven by the sale of new cars. People have bought a Volkswagen Up or a Fiesta 2 or 3 years ago now, and they want to go back and buy a new one from the manufacturer. They can't, they don't sell it anymore.
Yeah.
And they tend to keep the car they've got for long or indefinitely.
Which customers are going to miss these as they become more and more unavailable?
Traditionally, I guess people who just passed their test and older people downsizing from bigger cars into something more economical.
So what would you say to manufacturers who are starting to phase out these small cars and stop the production of them?
I think it's a short-sighted view. Not everybody wants to buy a medium-sized hybrid or a medium-sized electric car. Some people struggle to park a bigger car, to drive a bigger car. And small cars are better for your pocket.
Yeah.
And these people are going to find themselves not in a great position shortly.
So, what's the solution?
What do we want to see from manufacturers?
I think manufacturers have to accept that people want to buy small cars. OK, the profit margins might not be in there, but cars like this Kia Picanto, Kia are making small cars in the hope that somebody buys a Picanto, their next car may well be a Sportage or an EV9 eventually. You know, the cars with the bigger margins, and it's a bit of an investment in the future of your customer.
With 40% of British drivers preferring to stay brand loyal, car makers should take note. It seems unlikely that the prices of small cars will drop anytime soon. So if you're lucky enough to own one, for now, I suggest you hang on to it.